Oh my god, Sui, I don't think you understand how much my hair means to me, and just 'cause you have a bad hairdo doesn't mean you go around cutting other people's hair. I'm gonna cut your hair off, and you're gonna see how it feels like, and I'm gonna cut off a whole lot more than you cut off mine. Okay? Bye.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's official. On the next episode, Suicide and Cindy Citrus will face off in a cut her hair match. The objective to cut your opponent's hair off. Entering the ring at this time is the Cause, eccentric, wildebeest, Tybalt, and the mysterious Stranger. Earlier we saw Ruben Dynasty being kicked out. Pharoah Pharisee approaching the ring, a former Victory Road Wrestling Zimbabwean champion who blames the Cause for costing her the title. And at the next click per view, the Cause will take on Pharoah Pharisee's team in a 5-on-5 elimination match. But we see Tybalt attacking Pharoah Pharisee. This match is gonna be a one-on-one matchup between Pharoah Pharisee and Tybalt, ladies and gentlemen. Tal Ada, a member of Pharoah Pharisee's team, one of two members of Pharoah Pharisee's team, disappointed, being defeated by Barricade, and Pharoah Pharisee needs to defeat Tybalt so that she can show the Cause that her team is legitimate. At the current time, the Cause have got 4 members: the mysterious Stranger, wildebeest, eccentric, and the man who's delivering that leg lock, Tybalt. And Pharoah Pharisee's team only has 3 members: herself, Jacob DJ, and the man who was defeated earlier, Tal Ada. Jacob DJ is backstage. He's very frustrated, still frustrated that his partner betrayed him. A roller pin by Pharoah Pharisee. I don't think that's a good idea because we've seen the Cause attack opponents in groups. Pharoah Pharisee should probably have gotten some backup. And how intimidating must it be for Pharoah Pharisee being in the match but knowing that the Cause is watching every single match, especially wildebeest, the 7.5 footer. A submission by Pharoah Pharisee. Pharoah Pharisee was an impressive Zimbabwean champion, but like all good things, her title reign had to come to an end. Just like that submission she had on Tybalt, and Tybalt knocking her down loopy. Tybalt with that double underhook face buster. But it wasn't even enough to acquire a 2 count. Tybalt likes to fly. He likes to use the turnbuckle to his advantage. He's like a luchador, if you will. As you saw with that running moonsault. Seems to be a very popular move here in Victory Road Wrestling. A lot of people using that move because it's very effective in wearing down your opponent. A shoulder breaker. You probably learned that move from the mysterious Stranger. We have yet to know who the mysterious Stranger is, even though it's obviously Hippie Hank wearing an ugly mask. A submission by Tybalt. Tybalt shocked the world when he joined the Cause. He was the first new member of the Cause. The Cause started off with Eccentric and Victor. And Tybalt saying that hardcore wrestling has caused him a lot of nights in the hospital, and he apologizes for people not being able to understand, but he's tired of young men putting their bodies through a lot of hell just to entertain people. He said that's not what wrestling is all about. A submission by Tybalt working on the legs of Pharoah Pharisee. Pharoah Pharisee could tap out at this moment. Tybalt has got that submission cinched in, but no. Tybalt decides to let go. He doesn't see Pharoah Pharisee tapping out any moment soon. Sometimes you have to make decisions like that. You have to decide how long you want to keep that submission on. Tybalt is in a position that he's comfortable in, which is the top rope. And Tybalt, my goodness, diving his entire body onto Pharoah Pharisee, and he goes for the cover, only acquiring a 2 count. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Victory Road Wrestling, as T-Bot looks in disbelief towards the referee, looking at her saying, you could have counted that 4 faster. And that's gonna cost T-Bot Pharoah Pharisee with a crucifix spin. But T-Bot manages to wriggle his way out of that predicament. I cannot wait for Drowsy Drive. We are only 5 episodes away on an episode where we saw the Doggy Dan Doo-Doo match between Bull Box and Booty T. Booty T defecating his pants. And you see that jackhammer, that jackknife by Pharoah Pharisee, nicely done, but it was not enough to defeat a member of the cause, T-Bolt. A Northern Light suplex by Pharoah Pharisee. She's been just so impressive in this season of Victory Road Wrestling on her debut, defeating Roderick Peters. She is gonna be the star of their team. Against the ropes, Pharoah Pharisee with a flying head scissors. Man, Pharoah Pharisee has definitely made her name for herself here in Victory Road Wrestling. You see that kick by T-Bolt. T-Bolt is just so lethal in that ring, ladies and gentlemen. One of the best competitors I've ever seen. And if he sticks around long enough, if his team is not defeated at Drowsy Drive, I can see this man challenging for the Victory Road Wrestling World title very soon. Remember the stipulation of that match at Drowsy Drive: if the cause loses, they must leave Victory Road Wrestling. T-Bot missing with that 450 splash. And if Pharoah Pharisee's team does not win, she will be forced to join the cause, and this is why the cause may want her on the team. That peak-to-peak maneuver. And Pharoah Pharisee gaining some momentum for her team as we are moments away from Drowsy Drive. My goodness, let us see that again. T-Bot missing with that 450 splash, and Pharoah Pharisee delivering that peak-to-peak maneuver. The cause are watching in disappointment. My goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy to announce that Roderick Peters will return in 2 episodes. Here's a man that is familiar with Roderick Peters. He defeated Roderick Peters to cement himself as a main event player. And Niger Figer has the opportunity in 5 episodes to take on Boron Stone. He could become the next Victory Road Wrestling Zimbabwean champion. Niger Figer is looking to get some momentum in this next match, folks. And listen to this crowd. They just absolutely love this man. His opponent, the ultra-feminist Betty Ballbreaker. Betty Ballbreaker is all about female empowerment, ladies and gentlemen. This is the main event. Betty Ballbreaker, Niger Figer, 1-on-1. A lot of implications in this match. If Betty Ballbreaker can defeat Niger Figer, she can make the argument that she should be the #1 contender. If Niger Figer defeats Betty Ballbreaker, it will just give him a little bit more momentum, and he's gonna need it as he takes on Boron Stone at Drowsy Drive, our next click per view. 5 more episodes to go, ladies and gentlemen. I am hyped up. Look at Betty Ballbreaker. She's hopped up on male hormones, and she's using that to deliver a headlock onto Niger Figer here. A body slam, nothing fancy, just simple, using that raw power against her opponent. Betty Ballbreaker says that she works for herself. She's empowered, she's independent. She doesn't need any man to pay her bills. When you go for dinner with her, she will pay for it. Betty Ballbreaker, of course, is lesbian. She cannot stand men. Who could forget her relationship with Nancy Nutcracker? Apparently that relationship did not go over so well, and Betty Ballbreaker, from what I've heard, is single and looking for a woman who can take care of her womanly needs. She wants to come home from work and have dinner ready. And Betty Ballbreaker just mocking Niger Figer. Man, when you look at the size of Betty Ballbreaker, my goodness. I wonder what kind of enhancement she's using to get that kind of physique, because it's not natural for a woman to be that big. She's almost bigger than Niger Figer, ladies and gentlemen. Usually men are more muscular, but Betty Ballbreaker, my goodness, she definitely is the modern. Well, I really hope she's not a representative of the modern woman, because if all women end up looking like Betty Ballbreaker, no offense, but I'm going to have to be celibate for a very long time. A snapmare by Betty Ballbreaker. That's the thing about this woman. She keeps it simple. And then she puts her opponent into rest holds. She wants to wear down Niger Figer. She's been watching this guy perform. Niger Figer is full of energy. The ladies love it, but his opponents do not love it as much. You know, that stamina in the bedroom. Excuse me, I'm going to take this match a little bit more seriously, because Betty Ballbreaker just delivered an axe handle onto Niger Figer, knocking him down. Niger Figer has had quite an interesting season. He started off losing all the time, and here he is, moments away from the main event. But not if Betty Ballbreaker has something to say about it. A slingshot right onto the bottom rope. My goodness. And Niger Figer is outside coughing. His throat must be in a lot of pain. When I see something like that, I feel it too. Niger Figer with a drop kick, knocking Betty Ballbreaker off her balance. This is our main event, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not already, tell your friends about Victory Road Wrestling. Please let them witness the greatest promotion in the galaxy. Niger Figer with a reversal, reversing that attempt. And now he continues to wear down Betty Ballbreaker. I think the smarter thing to do would have been to put her in the ring and go for that pin. Niger Figer is very confident heading into Drowsy Drive, and he should be. You cannot afford to be nervous when you're going to take on a man like Boron Stone. Boron Stone is a 3-time Victory Road Wrestling Zimbabwean champion, something that has never been done before. A hip toss by Niger Figer onto the outside. I believe that's the second one. And look at this, Niger Figer, the crowd just eating everything up. They just love this guy. But Betty Ballbreaker, the time that Niger Figer spent cheering, gave Betty Ballbreaker enough time to recover. And now the momentum is in the favor of Betty Ballbreaker, the outer feminist. And Niger Figer with the Niger roll. The Niger roll by Niger Figer, ladies and gentlemen, going for the pin. And Niger Figer is victorious in this match, defeating Betty Ballbreaker by utilizing the Niger roll.
Niger Figer, please, just tell us what you think about what Boron Stone said about you.
All the respect that I had for Boron Stone has completely vanished. Boron Stone, worry less about what my peers have to say about me, and worry about what I'm gonna do to you at the next click per view. One hit will make you wonder. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching Victory Road Wrestling.